Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm going to do the Mouches Exquises. My pronunciation is not so great, and I'm going to tie of that group of patterns the Gauloise Bleue. So here in Jean-Paul Pequegnot's French Fishing Flies is the chapter on Mouches Exquises, and this is the idea. It's two sets of hackle, one longer and shorter, so the tippet's up. Here are the different traditional patterns: coquine, taquine, pontevin, and the Gauloise Bleue. The orientation on the left, A, is how you want the hackle. So you're going to use a TMC 100 dry fly hook. Yellow silk 214 YLI. And I just got in some feathers from France. These are limousine hackle in the blue. It's a very dark blue dun. And the handwriting from France. I'm going to start a little bit behind the eye. And I use the tag end to help with touching turns. I'm going to wrap back to about the point of the hook and remove the tag. And then I'll wrap over the cut piece to the end of the shank just before the bend. So I'm going to start in the back with the smaller size hackle. And this is sized to the fly. So this is a size 14, so this is between a 14 and a 12 size in hackle. And I've stripped a little bit of the side direction I'm going to wind. The shiny side of the feather is facing forward. Have to play with the feather a little bit to get it to wrap correctly. Sorry if my hands get in the way there a little bit. Sometimes you just have to bend the rachis and manipulate the rachis several times till you get it to wrap in the right orientation. Sometimes it just doesn't want to do it perfectly. You gotta manhandle it a little bit, but eventually we'll get it. So trapping in the tip of the hackle, 2 tight turns. I wet my fingers to pull the hackle back just to clean up that area, the tie down, and remove this excess stem. I'm going to leave a little bit to keep it level or to build the body a little bit in the middle there. There's some hackle fibers forward, but I'll just wrap over them. It's not the end of the world. Clean up that middle section. Anything sticking out, you can trim. And now we're going to go with the longer hackle. And to get the orientation correctly, the dull side of the feather is going to face the eye. So you're going to wrap it in sort of backwards. And again, I've stripped the side that I'm going to wrap. In this case, now I'm going to trim the stem out. Up near the eye. And just wrap forward up to the waiting silk. Trap it down with 2 tight turns. Maybe even 3. Reach in with just the tips of your scissors and remove the hackle tip. And again, I wet my fingers and thumb and finger, pulling those hackles back, wrap up to the eye, back to the hackle, keeping that feather pushed back. Don't fix it yet, so you can sneak that whip finish in there, and a back to front whip finish. Make sure that knot's seated well. And then reach in with the tips of your scissors, cut away the thread and any wayward hackle fibers that you may have caught. I'm going to keep those hackles bent back just for a moment while I sneak in some head cement. Now you can get the hackle to be back into its normal position. When it gets wet and dries, it'll pop right into the correct position, but you can do it a little bit with your bodkin or your fingers. Same thing for the ones in the rear. So you see they sort of, the nice sides of the feather face each other, so it stands. And here's all the different patterns next to their recipe. Here's the coquine, yellow body, and that's badger. Taquine, red body, and gray dun. Pont-aven, red body, coquille bondu. And here's the 3 colors of the limousine feathers I got. Thank you. Take care.